Hey guys, welcome to Sounds from the Shed, where we feature the independent artists and the movers and shakers in the music business. And today I got my buddy from South Carolina, the one, the only Jarret Forrester, hanging
What's
out with
up?
us today. What's up, Jarret?
Nothing much, just hanging out.
Man, I'm excited to have you on. You and I've been trying to get this worked out for the last couple of months, trying to get a timeline worked out.
It's been a minute because we always are going back and forth. So
Well,
yeah,
man, you've been wearing it out. You looks like you've been on the road a good bit, and it looks like 26 getting ready to be busy for you.
yeah. 26 is gonna be super busy. I took a little bit of time off. We did a big European vacation because I'd looked at it and I'd done like 1,200 shows in 5 years or something
Wow.
something in that range, like 1,100 or 13, somewhere between there. And I was like, so I told the fiance, I was like, I want a break. I just
Yeah.
want to go somewhere. So we spent a month, but I did 225 and took 7 weeks off. So I crammed
Yep.
it all in there. And so yeah, but yeah, we're working towards making this year even better. Um, I'm kind of working on trying to balance a lot of shows because I feel like the past couple years I've broke the 200 to two
That's incredible,
between
dude.
between 210 and 240 consistently, like the past 4 years. And
Mhm.
I'm really trying to get it down to 200, like 190 to 200, but
Yeah.
and just keeping the money the same. So just kind of keeping it all balanced.
Yeah.
Is kind of the goal, which we're working, and we're also working towards playing bigger stages and cooler rooms. And luckily, I've made a lot of friends these past couple years, and they're taking me out on the road with them.
That's
So that
awesome.
makes it really fun.
Are you
Especially when
performing full time, or do you have another job also, or what?
so I mean, music has been my full-time job for 6 years.
Mhm.
I own a printing business. So I do a lot of merchandise for a lot of bands, a lot of businesses,
Yeah,
and they kind of go hand in hand. But
sure.
the music definitely is more of my main income than the print business is. But like through the print company, we've built relationships and we've built a lot of stuff. Like I said, I mean, I do almost all of Dallas Moore's merchandise, and I'm doing probably 25 or plus shows with him this year.
Mhm.
Um, Addison Johnson, I do a lot of merch for him, and we we're going on the road. So like it's kind of merchandise has gotten me into different places because like there'll be
Yeah.
bars or venues that hit me up wanting stuff, and I'm like, hey, I will
By the
make
way,
you I will make you a really good deal on these T-shirts if you let me play these 6 nights. And they're like, "Okay, yeah, yeah."
dude, that is amazing. Because I try to encourage people all the time. The way this whole business works is relationship driven. It's
Oh,
about
yeah.
meeting folks and getting out there. And I always encourage artists. They talk about their music scene is lame or blah blah blah. I'm like, man, don't say that. Get out there and support your fellow artists in your community
Oh,
and
yeah. Well,
network and
and
grow
it and
together.
it's and it's so fun, and I'll say that, like, because 'cause I've gotten there's a handful of metal bands that I do their merch for, I'm a big metalhead too. But,
Mhm.
like, it was some friends of mine, the band's called Redefined, and they're awesome, and they're
Yeah.
like the new metal stuff, and they've been doing really well. And, like, we were coming back from vacation, and we got back from Jacksonville, Florida at, like, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was on Saturday. And I realized, I told Alex, my fiance, I was like, "We could make it to that show." I was like, "You wanna go?" And so we worked on packing up the house because that's what we're doing right now, and then
Yeah.
got ready and was able to go. But, like, 3 of the bands on the bill, I walked over to their merch table. I was like, "Well, I made that, and I made that, and I made," and it was cool. And, like, seeing a bunch of friends,
Yeah.
and I normally don't get to go out because I play so much. I normally
Yep.
don't get to go out and see friend shows. So it's always fun to go, and can, kind of, so, one, support your friends, but also support the people who are supporting you. Um,
Absolutely.
and it's really
And
a
I don't
good
know
time.
about you, Jarret, but I think metal fans are some of the best fans you can possibly find in music. Those guys are
Dude, those
so
guys,
devoted.
they are. They
Yeah.
like I'm talking So Redefine, like I said, those are my buddies, and they've got to tour with some big names, and they've done really cool stuff.
Yeah.
But like their main draw, obviously, is here.
Mhm.
We were sitting there, and I turned my head and saw a girl have their logo tattooed underneath her knee. Keep in mind, this is. I mean, they're touring, but I mean, we're all independent local bands,
Yeah.
and the fact that somebody's got that right there is just it's
That's a
yeah,
commitment
it's
right there, Bubba.
oh yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say I don't have tattoos of different bands. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, I got two American Aquarium themed tattoos and a Waylon Jennings tattoo,
Yeah.
but it's like, I was like, that's awesome. But yeah, no. So yeah, I love it. I love doing it. And I love doing merch. It's so funny. I get to be creative in a different way.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. I like sitting there and designing stuff, and like I do a lot of design work for people, and it's just my favorite.
Well, that's the next thing I wanted to ask you because I want to get into your music and you performing, but this to me is very interesting because I always ask those questions when I have guests on here, but you've put a whole new light on it on this episode where we can talk about. Would you mind if we spend a little time on that? Because
No,
I
no, yeah,
really
feel free.
encourage folks to watch this to learn from mistakes or whatever has worked for us, take it and run with it. So this puts a whole new light on it talking about just merch because let's face it, as independent artists, that is a huge portion of our income.
Very, very much so. With the now kind of being able to step into the opening act
Mhm.
part of my career, I guess you'd say, where because like I said, I mean, this year I'm doing 20 plus shows with Dallas Moore.
Yeah.
I'm probably doing about 10 or so with Ray Scott. I got about 5 or 6 with Addison Johnson.
Mhm.
And so, I'm really, but the thing that comes with these is less guaranteed money. A lot of times with these guys, they're doing door deals because they're playing different types of venues.
Sure.
They're not taking $300 to $500 to play for 3 hours in a corner of a bar.
Yeah.
And so the merch to me is a big thing. And fortunately for me, a lot of my heroes and a lot of the people and the bands that I loved were all heavily merchandised. And I
Uh-huh.
saw that and I was like, okay, I was like, we can do anything. And I try to like coach bands if they'll listen to me and be like, hey, and I tell people all the time, like, I will sell you anything you want.
Mhm.
Anything you want. I don't care how ugly a t-shirt is, I'll sell it to you.
Yeah.
But if you'll let me design something.
Yeah.
Let me do something. If you like it, we'll print it. I won't even charge you for the design. If you don't like it,
Mhm.
I will print that same shirt. Because my thing is I've been in this business for 5 years now, as
Mhm.
far as in the print business. And I see what sells. I see what people
You
buy.
know
I
it.
see
It's what you
I see
do.
the especially
It's your
I see the brands
thing.
people gravitate. Yeah, I see the brands people gravitate towards. I see the type of designs people are gravitating towards. And no, I'm
Yeah.
not going to sit here and try to get you to completely do it. But if I can see the vision that you're going for, and I know that
Yeah.
I can polish it, I'll do it. And like if I'll have people come in, we want to do 100 t-shirts. Great. We're thinking white shirts with you do not want to do that.
Mm-mm.
You don't want to try to sell a white t-shirt. It's
Number one
horrible.
selling T-shirt is black, correct?
Always.
Always a black
Always.
T-shirt.
The only thing that I've ever had that's now one of the things that did sell, I will say, if you do a heathered color. So like I did at one point I did a crispy because I did a whole thing for a while where I was like knocking off logos and I was
Yeah.
doing all these like logos. So like I did one that looked like the Coors Light logo and it just said Jarret, but it says show me your mountains.
Oh.
And like, cause all of my stuff, like it's become my brand over the past couple of
Yeah.
years of just being inappropriate and wild. And it's funny because people like, I'll get on stage and I'll do whatever, and then I'll come off stage and people talk to me, they're like, we thought you were gonna be a dick. And I'm like, well, I am, but I'm like, I'm a good time. But like it's part of the shtick, and so it's
Yeah.
one of those things. I'm like, so like I did that one, and so I did like it was a Krispy Kreme logo, and it just
Mhm.
said Jerry. But the Coors logo was like a powder blue with
Yeah.
red and white, ink. and did a Krispy Kreme logo with like his heathered Krispy Kreme green. Those sold really well, but you kind of like I said, anything light is just it's just not selling. And it's
Yeah.
for anybody. Dallas, we did a cream color t-shirt for him and he said, they're selling. He said, they're not selling nowhere near as fast as the blacks do.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
tell
you
you, there's
know,
nothing worse than to take your money that you've saved up or you get your credit card out and to order a bunch of merch that you're going to make enough to pay the credit card off and maybe put a few bucks in your pocket and it just sits there. That's
yeah,
heartbreaking.
and I think the big thing is people don't know. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They just don't know and they'll go, well, I got this logo. I'm just gonna put this logo on this t-shirt. It's like, that's
Yeah.
great. That's great. But my other thing too is you got to keep refreshing everything you have. I
Yeah.
would much rather, and the money with it is about the same. I would much rather a band order 36 to 50 t-shirts every 4 months
Mhm.
and get a different design every month
Change it up. Yeah.
than do 200 t-shirts of the same design
Uh-huh.
and end up them sitting there for a year. But like my like there's places that I hit, like every other month or whatever that are closer, but a lot of my like tour stuff, I'm going to 2 and 3 times a year
Yeah.
max. I make it a point to try to bring a new design every
Mm.
time I'm in
Every
this
time.
area because
Yeah.
there's a guy that I love and he's a national artist and I've got to work with him and I'm trying to talk him and let me do his merch and he's like, well, I still got all this stuff and I was like, he said we've had this for a while and I was like, is it the same designs you had for the past 3 years?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I'm like, the same people are coming to your shows because they're your
Yeah.
fans and they
For
love you,
your fans.
but you can't sell that same fan the same T-shirt every year.
T-shirt.
And so that's what I try to tell bands that just like little stuff. Like, I mean, I have everything on my merch table ranges from $2 to $25. And I have
Mhm.
everything in between. So whatever somebody's got, if somebody wants, I do stickers 3 for $5. I have 30 different sticker designs.
Wow.
So I got the Show Me Your Mountain Coors one. I got the Krispy Kreme one. I did one that looks like the Bojangles logo, but it says Forrester and it says Big Girls and Biscuits. I got one that says Jarret in the Lego font and it's on a Lego and it says bricked up for big girls.
Oh,
Um
man.
and
Jarret,
so
this
like,
is so good. I'm so sorry. I wanted to talk
dude,
about
hey, I
your
got
music, but
yeah,
this
no,
is
but
so
the
good what you're
merchant
giving us right now.
but like I said, it's just but there's little things that I try to encourage bands to do. Like I'm constantly designing stuff, whether it's with
Yeah.
AI, and like I encourage people are so anti AI, and I'm like, look, I get it. If I was making $150 to $300 to make somebody a logo, I would be pissed, but
Yeah.
I'm not. But I'm
No.
not, and it's awful to say, but it's like
Yeah.
I'm constantly designing stuff,
And it's
whether
not
it is
going
with a
anywhere, so you may as well embrace it.
well, and I mean, dude, like, okay, so there's so many great uses for it. Like, okay, I'm gonna this is my one name drop. This is my most famous friend of anybody.
Uh-huh.
But um Edwin McCain is from Greenville as well.
Mhm.
And so I got to be friends with him through TikTok or whatever. Well,
Yeah.
he had hit me up and he's like, "Hey man, I need to get some just like a short order run of shirts." I was like, "Okay, cool, just send me whatever you want." He's been and I mess with him because he's old because he sends me
Yeah.
he's damn
But he's
he
so
sends
fun, man. When you see his TikTok, he's hilarious.
God and he's just like that in person.
That's
I
awesome.
want I want that to be
His
said.
TikTok game is
He
so strong, man. He's just killing
Yeah,
it.
and I want that to be said. He is who you see online is him. But one of the great uses of AI was I was like, all right, you got a design. He sends me a picture that had to have been taken on an iPhone 5 from 6 to 8 feet away, and
Oh,
it's got
man.
it's shadowy, it's grainy of a T-shirt that he used to have. He's like, I want this on a powder blue T-shirt, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay. So the first thing I do is I go in Canva and I'm looking for the shapes, and because it wasn't like a difficult thing, but it was a
Yeah.
specific thing,
Sure.
and I was like, hold on. I went and put that same picture in AI. I said recreate this logo.
Yeah.
Within 30 seconds, I
Yeah,
had a high res file of that logo.
that's crazy.
And I'm like, this is, but like I have a folder in my phone that just says
Did he
logo.
like it when you sent it
Oh, he
to him?
loved it. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
he loved it. He's like, great. Because hell, he didn't realize all the stuff that what I had tried.
yeah,
But I was like, so we look at so there's a lot of positive uses, but like one of the things that I do is I have a folder in my phone that just says logos.
yeah.
And one thing I encourage artists to do, Sticker Mule is one of the greatest resources for an independent artist to get cheap small merch.
Uh-huh.
Um, because Sticker Mule will send you a thing that if you get with them, it'll be like 50 die cut stickers for 30
Yeah.
bucks or
And
29 bucks or
basically all
whatever
you
the hell.
do is just email them the picture, right?
Yeah, you go through and you upload, and
Yeah.
you can only use it one time per account. I have 7 Sticker Mule accounts. Um, for those sales.
Yeah.
And but what I'll do is like for they do stickers and buttons and whatever,
Yeah.
is if they run a sale of stickers, I just go in my folder that I have all
Just
these
grab them
logos
and
on
run them.
and just grab them and go because I don't care because I mean, dude, and like I said, I will throw them. I'll stick stickers anywhere. Hell, I'll give them to people, and
Yeah.
like the people want to feel like there's a value in you. And I
Yeah.
think we're in a day now where like the value of independent musicians is just negative
Yeah.
because a lot of it is 30 years ago you didn't know about a band one state over.
Yeah.
You didn't know. Now everybody's like
Not unless they
Spotify
were a
does.
national act.
Yeah,
Like that.
that's the thing. I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean, guys like us,
Yeah.
we would there's the chances of us crossing paths would have been next to zero,
Yeah.
even
Zero.
because nobody knows. But now, and like everybody talks about, like how Spotify doesn't pay, and I mean that's a whole thing as well. But it's like
Yeah.
I think the statistic is like I think it's 250,000 songs get uploaded to Spotify a day.
Yeah.
It's something just astronomical.
It's
And
crazy.
so I think the reason that so many people are undervalued and you have to do something to stand out is because everything is just so saturated.
Yeah.
And so I try to do little things that make me stand out. Like I said, I have the funky merch, but like one of the things I did, I went on Amazon and dude, it's $15 for 100 of them, and they're these poly bags. You ever had a shirt in like the
Yeah.
flat clear bag? Okay,
Yep.
so $15 buys you 100 of them, and you get a $10 t-shirt folder. You start storing your t-shirts in those, but in every t-shirt, what you do is you take the design of the t-shirt, you go on Sticker Mule, when they have a sale, you order that same design as a sticker, and you throw that in the bag with the t-shirt. So for
Yeah.
$25, somebody gets a t-shirt and a sticker, and they're happy. They're happy because they're like, for 25 bucks, I got this. But when I went, when I go to see this band or whatever, and the another piece of
I
advice I can
just
give
think
you,
it's cool you give them a bag. We went to see the Stones and spent $300 on t-shirts and crap and didn't get the first bag.
oh,
To
dude,
keep it all in. So that's
see,
so cool. You're giving your customer something to keep everything together when they buy your
yeah,
merch.
like, and I mean, and I've had people because they'll buy more stuff. They'll buy a CD or whatever,
Yeah.
and they'll just throw it all. They'll throw it in that bag and just reseal it. And I mean,
That's
it's
cool.
it's
Yeah.
it's great because and then the other piece of advice that I tell musicians is spend the money and buy a decent shirt.
Yeah.
So I just recently discovered these. I was a big Bella Canvas guy forever,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I still kind of am. But I just recently ordered some for a guy that are like $1.50 cheaper than a Bella Canvas, and they're great. And so I think that's what we're switching all our customers over to. But
Yeah.
I cannot tell you, and it's really bad in the metal world. We were talking about the metal bands earlier. It's really bad. They'll buy god awful quality shirts, but either buy a good soft t-shirt that somebody wants to wear,
Yeah.
or spend the money if you want to do comfort colors and have those boxy t-shirts and that's your thing, spend the money and do those. But
Yeah.
don't cheap out and buy the cheapest Gildan, because I promise you, even as somebody from a merchandise company, between the cheapest shirt and the most expensive standard shirt, it's like $1.50.
Yeah.
So we're talking $50 more onto your order just to have something. Because here's the thing, yeah, you can sell anybody a t-shirt. If somebody really likes you, they'll buy a t-shirt.
Yeah.
but you want them to wear the T-shirt.
Do you want them to wear it? That's the thing. You want them to
It's like you
wear
want
it.
like and like one of my things is I got to open for Paul Thorne 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I gave him because every time I open for somebody, I always give them a T-shirt. It probably gets stuffed on a bus somewhere, but I always hand them a T-shirt and
That's
stickers or
still cool.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, just as a thank you.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I do it because I want them to be like, "Hey, do you want one?" Be like, "Actually, yes, I do want one of your shirts." And most of the time, that's what they do.
Yeah.
But I opened for Paul Thorne, and I gave him a T-shirt. And there's been 3 or 4 like Facebook videos he's posted, and I can see the
He's got it
top
on.
of my name. He wears it,
Oh,
and I can
man.
and Lloyd, I can promise you, if Paul Thorne saw me on the damn street, would not know who I was. But he wears that
But he got
T-shirt.
your shirt on.
He's got that T-shirt on, and so that's the thing is, and see, like, so growing up, it still is like one of my favorite bands of all time is Kiss.
Yeah.
I've been a Kiss fan since I was in the 4th grade, and I'm 28 years old now. You know, and they were so heavily merchandised, and Gene
Yeah.
Simmons talked about it. And then that's on the higher scale. And then American Aquarium is one of my favorite bands. I've seen them 30 times.
Yeah.
And every tour, BJ rolls out 4 to 8 new T-shirts.
Wow.
He 4 to 8 new T-shirt designs. He's got, different kinds of he's
So
got 1 or
say
2
for
new hats.
just for an independent artist, what would you suggest them as a basic merch pack? I love that you said you've got something ranging from $2 to $25, and
Yeah,
I love that
if it
because
were me, so we one of the sales or specials that I have is 50 single color, single side shirts ranging from small to 3X
yeah.
for $450.
Mhm.
And that's on like a soft, good quality T-shirt. So you got $450. I'd do one T-shirt design. I'd go on Sticker Mule or somewhere like it. I'd get 2 to 3 different sticker designs. So I mean
Mhm.
that you're gonna pay. Let's just say you get 50 to 100 of each design. That's another $150. That's $600.
Yeah.
And then I would do 2 different types of hats. So like our 2 most popular hats, we do the foam. If I knew we were
Trucker
going to
tie.
talk this much about it, if I knew we were going to talk
I
this much
know,
about it, I'd
dude.
have
I
had
feel
all
so
kinds of
bad we haven't
examples.
talked about anything about your music, but this is so
Hold
good.
on, hold on. Give me 1 second. I thought that I might have the leather patch one, but I don't. But
Yeah.
well, here, so this is 2 examples of like the stuff we do. And so like the foam full, like I can do full color. We just did these just as a giveaway, but like
Yeah.
full color, just in your face. These are a cheaper option. If you're on a budget, go with these.
Mhm.
And then we also do this isn't the 112, like we do like the 112 like
Yeah.
leather patch stuff. So what I would do realistically, I would get about $1,000, get about $1,000. And so you'd have 50 t-shirts, 3 different sticker designs. And so what does that leave you with? $400. Yeah, $400. I mean, I would do, like 18 of these and like maybe 10 or 12 of the 112 style. And you'd be right at about $1,000. And that would give you 2 premium items
Mhm.
with a shirt and the hat. So you got 2 premium items you can sell for 20, $25, or even 30 in some cases. And then you have that. And then the other thing is people will still buy CDs.
Yeah. They're still buying them. Yeah.
And and they don't buy them to listen to. They buy CDs for the same reason they're buying vinyl. They want
Yeah.
something to collect. So I've learned
No.
and I use I am not a gatekeeper in the slightest. I use Atomic Disc. Atomic Disc, they're based in Oregon.
Mhm.
They're great.
Yep.
I pay like $1.25 a CD or $1.25 to $2 a CD, depending on like how you want the casing.
How you want it done. That's right. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah. I
when
mean,
I did my first album, I ordered through Atomic. They're good people. Real good
they're
people to
great.
deal with.
I've gotten vinyl through them. I've gotten every CD. I've got probably six
When
six
you did
different
your
albums.
vinyl, can I ask you this real quick? Because I thought about that on the vinyl. Did you have to go through a separate mastering, or did you just send them your same masters from the
I
CD?
just sent it. I
Did
mean,
it
I'm
turn out all
sure.
right? I was curious about that.
It turned out fine. Yeah, it turned
Okay.
out fine. I got 75 of them sitting in there if you want one. Uh, but I mean, but you know, even if and like I said, people love and look at fads. Go
Yeah.
see other bands in your area and
Mhm.
see, like, I know for the longest time there was people were making cassettes,
Yeah.
and that's just stupid. I don't it You've heard it here live. I think it's dumb. That being said, I got a cassette coming out of my next record next week. Um, but
It's the nostalgia, Jarret. That's what it is.
but
It's all nostalgia because it sounds like
but
crap.
oh, it sounds terrible. But yeah, I mean, so like I said, yeah, if I was gonna do it, and people are like, well, even with they're like, if you don't have enough money to afford a record, I'm a big DIY person.
Yeah.
You can
You
literally,
have to be nowadays. You have
you
to do a
can
lot of this yourself.
do, and like I said, I mean, but like do some kind of CD. Another thing, if you want something even cheaper, get it sized right. Get it sized about 11 by 17. Like go in Canva, really do 12 by 18 because it'll your printer will thank you. But do a
Mhm.
12 by 18 and design a cool poster. You don't
Mm.
got to put anything on it, but just put your band on it, put some cool
Yeah.
artwork, do whatever. I pay $1 a piece for 11 by 17 posters. That's what I pay. And like when I go on the road with Dallas, when I go on the road with Ray, or when I go wherever, I make a poster for every night. Now, like the run with Dallas, we're just doing one poster for everything, and
Yeah.
I might do 5 posters if I know it's gonna if I know that we're in a place where like ticket sales are good, I'll do 10.
Yeah.
And it's another thing I got from American Aquarium. American Aquarium, BJ does 20 signed American Aquarium posters for that show. I
Mhm.
have a book with easily 18 to 20 American Aquarium posters in it that I paid $25 for.
Wow.
You can make an 11 by 17 poster. I mean, hell, buy 20 of them. They're gonna cost
Yeah.
you $20.
Yeah.
Sell them. Get the whole band to sign them. Sell them for $10 a piece at your merch table.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
great.
there's so much that because people want to help you, people want to support you. Like the
Yeah.
people who come out and shows, like, man, I love you. Even the drunk guy who's not gonna remember your name tomorrow,
You gonna
he
spend
wants
some
to
money.
support you. He might not want a $25 hat, but he give you $5 for a sticker or for a sticker
Yeah.
pack.
That's right.
And like I said, just slap your name on everything. Literally, just like we're the band, we're gonna do condoms and like throw them in the crowd. We're gonna do condoms and throw them in the crowd. We had thought we
Oh,
like
magnums,
but
doing
yeah,
all magnums.
not in this band. But so
I love it,
but so
man. Dude, this has been so good today. We're already at 30 minutes, but I'm
so
telling
that but
you,
yeah, but
we
here
got to do another. I want you to come back on here and do another one so we could just talk about your music. But Jarret, this has been priceless, the information you've been given artists.
thank you.
And I don't know if you realize it's not. So please, please, please tell us how someone can reach out to you to help them with their merchandise, because I
Uh,
really want to devote this whole podcast just to this, if you don't mind. And we'll do
yeah,
a
yeah,
whole
yeah.
another one and talk about your music if you're
Yeah,
okay with
yeah,
that.
yeah. So the company's Cowboy Custom Printing.
Yeah.
And I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Um, the email is cowboycustomprinting at Gmail. And then if you go anywhere, you can find my cell phone number anywhere.
Yeah.
Just because it's out so much. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the biggest thing, like I said, the biggest piece of advice that I give people is go to local shows,
Yeah.
go to the shows you go to in your genre, and look at what they got on their merch table.
Yeah.
And if they got something you're like, damn, that's cool. If it's small, if you're playing 30 shows a year and there don't do hoodies. But like, that like there's so much stuff people get burned on with
Yeah.
merch because they have merch people who don't care.
Yeah.
I genuinely care. I genuinely care what people do and people sell. I was at that Redefine show, like I said, I told you. I walked up to the table 2 to 3 times and talked to Raven and Gabby, who is the spouses of two of the band members. I'm like, how's
Uh-huh.
everything selling?
Yeah.
They're like, great. They're like, this is going good. This is going good. Literally by Monday, I had sent them a new design. I'm like,
Mm.
hey, I'm like, since y'all are dwindling, they're like, we're running low on this, and I'm like, all right, well, since you're dwindling, let's go ahead and do this.
Yeah.
Find a merch guy who's honest with you.
Yeah.
If your design sucks, find a merch guy who'll tell you whether it's me, whether it's not.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in, because there's times it doesn't make sense for
Yeah.
people to get merch through me. Like I've met people in California, and I was like, hey, I don't mind doing this. I'm like, but you're gonna spend 150 to have this shipped, so you need to find somebody locally who you like, and if the prices match up, I'll do it and ship it in a heartbeat. But I don't want
Yeah.
you just because you love me just to come to me. I
Yeah.
still want you to have good margins and everything.
Yeah.
And
That's
and
good.
and I mean, and it like I said, it I genuinely care about it. I care about every shirt I do, every design I make, and the thing is, it's fun to me. It's
Yeah.
fun. I pitch almost everybody I meet, but not in a pushy way, but like I said, we're moving out of my house to renovate everything. The guy who dropped off my pod in my driveway got a business card, and we had a 30-minute conversation about doing his merch.
That's cool.
I took my kid to the thing. It was like skate with Santa at this skating ring. We're literally printing shirts for them tomorrow because I
Oh
walked up
man,
to I
that's so cool.
I mean, I do it because I see, and like I walked in tattoo shops for like I know you can't see much, but like I mean, I'm tatted from here and my whole leg's done and everything. I walked in
Hmm.
a tattoo shop one time and this guy had awful t-shirts. I said, "Hey man," I said, "Here's your shirts," and he told me, he said, "Why?" He said, "You want one?" I said, "No." I said, "These are terrible."
But yeah, you were honest with him.
He
A
said,
lot
he
of
said,
people don't know how to take the honesty. I
what?
appreciate honesty.
Well, he said, "What's bad about him?" I said, "The designs are great." I said, "And that's what makes this even worse." I said, "Your design's really cool." I
Yeah.
said, "But how he printed?" I said, "He could have printed this and made this so much better, or done this, or used this." I said, "I know you overpaid for it because of where we're at." He said, "Well, how
Yeah.
can I fix it?" I said, "Call me on Monday."
That's cool.
It's
Oh, it's
but yeah,
amazing.
man. Like I said, this company is definitely a baby of mine, and
Yeah.
it's a passion of mine,
Well,
and
tell them one more time how to get a hold of it, because honestly, Jared, this has been priceless. I was going to talk music with you, but I really, really appreciate you taking the time to because this is
oh yeah,
important. This is how most
merch it merch.
independent are going to be successful. This is
I was
how
about to
you are going.
say, I have a friend who literally told me, a touring musician. I won't say his name just because I don't want people to know how much he's dropping. But we were on the phone. He told me he spent $25,000 on merch last year
Mm,
and sold out of all of it. Because by the
yeah,
time I was hanging out with him, he's like, I got like 4 T-shirts left.
yeah,
So he sold out of all of it. But I mean, it's important. But yeah, so it's Cowboy Custom Printing. This is our little guy. You can see
love it.
anywhere, any social media. We have a website, but all the website does is take you to the social media.
Yeah,
My number is 864-313-2576. I'd be happy to talk to anybody. And honestly, even if somebody on here just has questions about merch and doesn't even want to go through me, call me. I'll talk to them.
no, that's
I
phenomenal.
I do play music for a living and bang on a guitar, but it's Jarret Forrester music on everything. We're on
Yeah,
Spotify and iTunes and all, everywhere people steal music from. Um, but yeah, no. So like I said, I appreciate you
awesome.
having me on.
Yeah, my friend, I appreciate you so much.